Yo, what's up, everyone? Guys, I got a ton of sleep last night and I feel so good. I wish I could feel this good when I'm actually live trading. But unfortunately, when I'm live trading, I never get enough sleep because I'm constantly working. Like, I'm working when I'm at work, and then I come home and then I film all my videos. And it got me thinking, like, guys, if you can get any way to get an extra hour of sleep or 2 hours, it's going to help your trading so much. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I really need to make it happen because I'm pretty sure that's the reason that I messed up on Friday. Friday was probably one of the easiest days to trade in a long time, and I think I messed up just because I was tired. And it's like, if I can just get enough sleep, I feel like I'm not going to make stupid decisions. Because the trade was super obvious. The trade was simply 1 hour for value gap. This is so simple. So if you don't know what a fair value gap is, the difference between these two wicks. So 1 hour for value gap in discount. And then, so you can see that was in discount here. And then 5-minute change of state of delivery. Oh my gosh. It's like, in hindsight, it is so obvious. It is so obvious in hindsight. And I'm just like, I think I was just tired. It's just kind of annoying, though. But yeah, look. If you measure this out, standard deviations of this, you can see we go right to that fourth standard deviation perfectly. The market runs on this stuff, guys. It's like, bro. So anyway, this is the trade that I wish I took. It's very, very obvious in hindsight, right? And as well, we had SMT. And we had swept out London's low. So here's London. And 5-minute change of state of delivery. And then right up to that fourth standard deviation. I think I have this saved, but I'm going to save this again. In this situation, because we have good momentum, I'd put stop loss at the end of the body because I don't think that we would return back to there. Now, we do go into drawdown quite a bit, but still, this was really cool. And then we have SMT with this. Now, once again, I always just target like 1R. So, but I just want to show that the market will typically go to that fourth standard deviation. So yeah, 1 hour for value gap and discount, 5-minute change state delivery. What was this? What time was this at? Move out of the way. Yeah, this was at 9:40. I did already talk about this. I mean, not talk about it. I recorded it in my files, but I'm gonna record it again because it's such a good trade, and I was just brain dead because I was tired. And so I think what I tried to do is, oh man, it kind of just makes me mad. Like, what did I even do? I tried to take a 30-second. I was forcing a trade. I knew we had this change of state delivery. I was trying to take this inversion off of it. And I totally regret it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then we'll keep backtesting. But yeah, like, the other thing that's really nice that makes this really, really obvious is it's very, very clear accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? This is obviously accumulation. Now, I guess the manipulation kind of went pretty far down, so I like to see the manipulation, like, so maybe this was the accumulation. This was also a 15-minute gap here. So yeah, I'm gonna have this be the accumulation because these are the. I'm trying to even think of how to explain it. This isn't as obvious of a sweep as this is, right? That's a sweep. This is kind of like we blow past that, so I wouldn't consider that a sweep. I don't know if that made any sense, but man, yeah, this would have been a fire trade. And actually, so yeah, the SMT was with this low, right? This is so fascinating. We sweep out London with SMT. And then 15-minute gap. And also, guys, midnight. Oh, you know what else? Never mind. I thought that was previous day's low. So this is also below midnight. Wow. That's so cool, dude. That's so sick. Okay, manipulation below midnight and below London with S&T. And then, since this has a long wick, I would use this. Wow. That's... We don't go to the fourth standard deviation, but that's pretty close. I wonder if I measured this out wrong. Wait, that actually makes way more sense. Looks like that was respected way better. Because this is the 1 minute candle that takes out London. So this order block is like better. Wait a second. Wait, let's go look at my notes in my Discord. Sorry guys, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but I'm just thinking real quick. It's a little bit of a tangent. Yeah, guys. This is cool. This is cool. I'm seeing this happen real time. Yeah, look. Oh my gosh. And this is the same exact thing. London low over here gets swept. So this last down close candle on the 1 minute. Yo. That's fire. What? Sorry guys, I'm kind of going a little crazy, but look at this. Same thing here. This last down close candle on the 1 minute breaks the prior low and breaks London. So 1 minute. I don't know why it's called CSD, but wow, that's crazy. But obviously the market is using that. Dude. What the heck? This is so cool. Look how perfectly that worked out. What the heck? So SMT with midnight. Dang, bro. That's crazy. So this 1 minute candle that took London, when we get a close above it, you can consider that a change in state of delivery. That's crazy, man. I'm learning new stuff all the time. I personally, that's why I have this marked out as CSD, because I don't know, it's just not as obvious, to me, that that's a change in state of delivery. So I'm just calling it something different so my brain can actually register what is even going on. Dang, bro. Accumulation. Manipulation. Okay. Flow state retest. $9.35. One hour, 5 minutes, or no, 15 minute, 1 minute. That's crazy. That's so sick. I don't know if that made any sense to anyone, if anyone's watching this, but since this down close candle takes out London, when we get a close above it, that counts as change of state of delivery. But since it's different than what I'm used to, I'm just marking it out as CSD instead of CISD. But my brain's still trying to comprehend everything. This is crazy. What the heck? Let's also mark this out as the normal one, right? So the one that we're used to is when we get this close above this up close candle. That's what we're used to as change of state of delivery. So that's what I'm going to mark out. And then if I mark this out, you can see it's not as precise. Clearly. The other one was way more precise. You saw how all of those got hit perfectly. This is not as precise at all. It's like actually kind of crazy. Dang. Let's also mark this out. Okay. Okay, flow state retest. Yeah, I'm realizing you really only want to do the close on a flow state when it's, and you really only want to enter on the close on a flow state when it's like stupidly obvious that we're ready to go run liquidity. Otherwise, you essentially always want to enter on the retest. 935. Guys, I feel like I'm getting exponentially better every single time I prepare to film one of these. Hope that's true. But like, conceptually, this is accumulation. We get manipulation below London's lows with SMT below midnight. Very, very precise. Like, it's hard to make that up. Manipulation below midnight, London. Like, that's the type of thing where, like, I bet you, like, once you get really good, you can turtle soup that. Because that's precise. Like, guys, this is so cool. Like, this is so stupidly cool. Like, how precise can you get? Oh my gosh, dude. This is so cool, man. What the heck? You can see another one right here where we have really obvious accumulation here. Like, this is super obvious accumulation. And then, I mean, clearly, this is change state delivery right here. Dude, that's so sick. It might even be more accurate to do it like this. The drive up that takes the high, that's what you want to use. This seems less precise. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I would use this. This is the real manipulation starts right at that body. Oh my gosh. Whoa. That's so sick. Maybe I should measure it like this, though. See, it's a lot more precise to measure it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And, oh my gosh. And it has that 2022 fair value gap. What time was this at? This is at 8:06. Trading is so cool, bro. What? Okay. So 1 minute change day delivery. What is this? Nah, I thought that was a data low. Okay, and then you can see we have inducement above this high. Do we have SMT at the high? That would be pretty sweet. I don't think so. This is so cool. Okay, so flow state retest. Bro. Oh. I'm obsessed with trading. Why is it so cool? Oh my gosh, guys. This is insane. Oh my gosh. Yo. So what is this? 826 flow state retest. 15 minute, 1 minute, except there's not really a 15-minute level because there's no gaps in outer space. So that's 826, 15 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, save that. But this is also, guys, this is also 2022 model. So once you get deep enough down the rabbit hole, you realize, wait a second. 2022 models and flow state models are the same. They're all market maker models. Like, it's all the same algorithm. Flow state and 2022, it's all the same algorithm. Break of structure. Liquidity sweep, break of structure for a value gap within premium of this price leg. Boom. There you go. And like I said, it's all the same algorithm. Boom, boom, boom. That's so cool, dude. Same thing, inducement above this high. Dude, if the algorithm ever stops, I'm screwed. I'm just kidding. I don't think it'll ever stop. Man, I can't wait to catch these trades live. Could you imagine the chat? Could you imagine? I would be like, what? What? That would be so fun. Oh my. Dude, it's coming. I'm gonna catch this one of these live one of these days. Oh, and notice. Oh, we need to mark out the flow state OTE because that was also a thing. So 825. 2022 model, 1 minute. Because look, remember what I was saying about this being a flow state model, right? Is if you measure this out, once again, the manipulation here. Depends how you do it. But we backtest OTE before we get the change state of delivery. I mean, I've seen this happen a quadrillion times. So this is like almost a confluence that you're on side with the algorithm when you do your flow state. Like you want to see OTE tapped before you get the change state delivery. And then if you see that, then you're like, okay, this is probably in line with the real algorithm, right? So once again, flow state OTE tapped prior to the change state delivery. Honestly, when I mark out these models, I might just show that the 2022 fair value gap is there as well. Like, clearly this is 2022. It's all the same. Distribution honestly starts when we tap OTE. And then we go all the way down to the fourth standard deviation. Let's just go here. Let's just mark it out like this. Notice how short the manipulation is. Like, manipulation is like 1% of price action. And distribution happens. Accumulation is gotta be at least 70%. Hey, what up, Simon? Bro. Dude, these models are crazy. When you actually get into it, it is so stinking precise. Like, all through here, we accumulate. Manipulation above this high, and then this is both your 2022 model, so liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, and it's also a 1 minute change state of delivery. And then we distribute down to these equal lows. Trading is so cool, bro. Like, it's just a matter of time before we'll all be millionaires, bro. We'll all be millionaires. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. And then the craziest part is that we tap OTE right here. We tap OTE before we get the change state of delivery. I've seen that happen so many times. So cool. Okay. Let's screenshot this. Lol. You called me Jack, bro. Maybe I could be Jack Trades It. There is a Jack Trades, actually. Really? I'm inspiring to you? Dang, dude. That actually means a lot. I appreciate it. So, yeah. Yeah, bro, I'm just trying to help as many people as I can while I'm also on my own personal journey. I mean, I know how frustrating it was to not have anyone to help me when I was first starting. And if I could just have someone else not have to go through that, like, I know that I'm not the greatest trader in the world yet. I'm still working on it. But if I could just help someone in any way that I can, I'm going to, because I hated not having anyone help me. Or if they were going to help me, they were going to make me pay a whole bunch of money. And it's just like, bro, come on, just give me a break, just help me. So now I'm just like, I just want to help everyone. So yeah, this is so cool. So yeah, I'm marking this out as a flow state OTE. Yeah. You don't know, man. You just don't know, man. I'm serious. Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, just back testing real quick before I do the market recap for Friday. I was gonna film it last night as I was supposed to, but I decided I was tired and that I could probably film a better one if I got a little bit extra sleep and then got up early and looked at the market in more detail this morning, and so that's what I did. Same thing here. It's another 2022 model where we sweep out London. So you can see this is London. So, yeah, this is London. Oh. I thought this was London. Okay, we sweep out London. And then we get internal sweep here. Check this out. This is another amazing 2022 model where we sweep out everything, and then we get a very obvious break in structure above these old highs. Right, this is very hard to miss. Clear break of structure. Clear. Structure is officially broken. Objectively, this is a break of structure. Right. Sweep. Break of structure, and then what is this? 2022 gap. Well, it's not quite at equilibrium. That's the only thing. But still, there's that gap, and then we expand from that gap. That's so sick. $2022 model is actually pretty easy if you can like actually do it right. But I'm still getting better with 2022. So, but yeah, wow, that's cool. So 940, and once again, look at when we expand. Right, this is during the macro. So cool. I'd probably hold this throughout the macro, and once the macro ends, just get out. I'm gonna screenshot this. Boom. Macro. Okay, so this is 941 2022 model. 1 minute. Sick. This market recap is gonna be good, guys. It's gonna be a good market recap. I'm gonna use the bathroom again. So sick, bro. And Tanja took this one, so we're gonna definitely give Tanja a call out. For this 941 2022 model Tanja. That's fire. So I'm actually gonna just start going on Twitter, and we're gonna start collecting people to review people's tweets and stuff. So let's go throughout yesterday and figure out who we can review and what. What? If you absolutely had to, who would you say is at the top level in this game other than what? Okay. I don't know. This is kind of funny. Well, I don't know if Daji's being serious or not. That's kind of funny. You don't need more freedom. You need more constraint. Check out Amos. Yeah, I know Amos. I have notifications on for him. He posted that he took a loss, I think. Wait, I gotta. I wish. What is going on? Bro, there's some funny stuff going on Twitter. Okay, here we go. Amos. So yeah, this, I'm going to review this. I actually don't know how Amos trades. I still haven't figured that out, to be honest. But 1 hour market maker model. Was that a 4 hour for value gap that whole time? Yo, it was a 4 hour for value gap this whole time. Wait. 4 hour for value gap. Four-hour for value gap. Oh, no. This was, the one we were looking at from the morning was actually this 1 hour gap. Okay, so this 4 hour gap. When was this tweet? I feel like he put way too much stuff on this chart. Oh my gosh. Etsy, what up, bro? We're just preparing a little bit for this market recap. When was this? Oh, this was from June 26th. Okay, that makes more sense. June 26th, 2025. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Let's go and check and double check that that's the case. Guys, price action has been really clean lately, and I've just been sucking. Like, I think it's mostly because I'm tired. I think that's mostly why. Yeah, so it looks like this was June 26th. My birthday. Okay. Yeah, who else? Hydra. Yeah, I try and go through Hydra's tweets. I don't actually know who Lumi is. Who's Lumi? What date was this? 27th of June. Nah, I would never take that personally. It's just not obvious we're gonna go around liquidity. I wouldn't. See what I mean? Dodgy takes trades that I would not take. Oh, this one. I want to review this one from Dino. This is clean. I think it's just... Oh, this was in Asia. Why is he trading Asia? But actually, I do think this is pretty clean. Not gonna lie, I don't even know what... 17... What? 17-15? I don't know when this was. I actually have no idea when that was. Alright, it's not a big deal. Personally, I would have taken this inversion once this candle closed. And then I would take this up to these relatively equal these equal bodies. So I would go here to here. I don't know why he held all the way to the high, but I guess he had conviction. NQ pre-market short. Yeah, this is one we're going to review from Ash Trades. So this was at... So he calls it breaker for value gap. Personally, I'm taking that as a flow state. This is hype. We're going to the skies. Guys, we are going to the moon. We are going to the moon. This candle is going to close in 3 days. That is bullish as heck. We are going to the moon. What is this? Oh. Yeah, personally, I mark this out as the breaker. (15-second). Nice little micro 2022 model here. 15-second CSD. Bro, did he just Photoshop this? Oh my gosh. So yeah, this was a 5-minute inverse for value gap. I didn't love it because we closed pretty high. But you could have taken the Jan entry. Like you could have waited for a little bit of a retrace. So that's one reason why it wasn't actually that bad. $9.35 IFEG. I actually think Dodgy. I actually think Tanja took this as a 2022 model. I mean, it looks like a 2022 model. But I could be wrong. Looks like it looks like a break of structure and then that 2022 fair value gap. Interesting. Hydra took it very aggressively. I don't know how Hydra gets these entries before. Let's just ask him. Odds he responds 5%, but you know what? 5% is worth it. Yeah, this is sick. Full markup. Okay, let's duplicate this, bring this over, and then let's get this one. This is so funny. Dodgy's like, you copied me, bro. JCap did not copy you, Dodgy. I guarantee it. Hey, this was actually pretty spot on, I think. That was actually pretty good. You might be able to stop now and win. Okay, this is kind of cool. We'll go over this. This is pretty cool news. Inner Circle Morpheus is at the top of the leaderboards in the Robins. Yeah, we covered everything. That's all the tweets for the day. Got a good amount of content to review for the market recap. Yeah, let's find some more trades. I don't. Yeah, this is going to be a super nice market recap. I'm going to take another break and then I'll come back. Oh, we need to review what kind of happened down here in the afternoon. All right, I'm back. So, okay, I think we should look at. Looks like we came back up to all-time highs, and then we dump after. And I want to see, maybe within here, there was a trade, right? It actually kind of looks like Phoenix model. It actually kind of looks like 15-minute rejection block. Dude, it was 100% a Phoenix model, bro. Okay, the Phoenix model is actually kind of goated. What the heck? I'm making a video on the Phoenix model today because it's actually really good. It basically just, it's flow state with a rejection block. So if you don't know, a rejection block is a wick. Dang, bro. That's... Actually, Phoenix model is goated. What the heck? Phoenix model is goated. Oh my... Sorry. I'm just a little excited. This is So cool. So we have a 15-minute rejection block, and S&P is making a higher high, while NASDAQ is pushing into that rejection block, making a lower high. So then you go into the 1-minute chart, and it's like, dang, dude. This was against the Moss's trade. And then it's like we have 1-minute change state of delivery here, right? You could, honestly, I like to do the lower one. You could do either one. Doesn't really matter. Probably go from the wick to the body. Dude, the market is perfect. The market is perfect. What the heck? What the heck? Dude. Oh my. Bro. Oh my gosh. No way, dude. Oh my gosh. And we tap OTE. And we tap OTE. You can't make this up, guys. You can't make this up. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh. This is so cool. Okay, 15-minute rejection block. 1-minute change state delivery. Dude, is this not the coolest thing in the world? So this trade right here is, I'm gonna make a video about this today, but it's called the Phoenix model. It's essentially just flow state. It's the same as flow state, but specifically it's using a rejection block. So it's specifically using a rejection block in SMT. So we have this really nice rejection block, which is a rejection block is just a wick of a high. So you can see this is a really nice wick, and S&P makes a higher high while NASDAQ makes a lower high, meaning there's SMT there. So what we're waiting for is a 1-minute change of state of delivery, because this is a 15-minute key level. Once we get that 1-minute change of state of delivery, we enter on the retest of it, and then we put stop loss at the high, and then target the first standard deviation, second, third, and then the model ends at the fourth standard deviation. And you can see we go perfectly test that fourth standard deviation. Boom. How cool is that? And I think this is the same trade that Powell, I think this is the type of way that Powell trades. There is a sweep of this high. So yeah, sweep, change state delivery, down to the fourth standard deviation. And the models always end at the fourth standard deviation. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but it's like the models always end at the fourth standard deviation. How cool is that? Like, you can't get more precise than this. Every single time these models end at the fourth standard deviation. High time frame confirmation. This is Phoenix model. So this is just the whole trade idea is based off of the rejection block. So the 15-minute rejection block, which is, this is just a wick, right? 15-minute wick. And then, so basically it's just whenever you have SMT and a wick. So I'm going to make a video about it later. I hope it's not too confusing right now, but if it is, I'm going to make a video that's going to make it way more simple, hopefully. But yeah, look at how perfectly we go. First standard deviation, second standard deviation, and all of these give a reaction. That's so cool. So yeah, SMT. Yeah, SMTs with when you use a rejection block, in my opinion, if you're using a rejection block, you really got to have SMT. So I try not to do that because I'm not that good at trading yet. But if you have a rejection block, you got to see SMT, because the whole point is S&P is taking this higher high, right? You can see S&P is creating a higher high, and NASDAQ is creating a lower high into the rejection block. So that's the whole confirmation. That's why you even use a rejection block, is I feel like if you're using a rejection block, you got to have S&T. That, in my opinion, that's the only way that it even makes sense. So yeah, higher high, and then once again we have a lower time frame S&T here. But yeah, this is a Phoenix model. I'm gonna make a video about it today, but essentially it's just flow state using a rejection block as the key level instead of like a fair value gap. And I like to see S&T when I have this. So 1205 flow state Phoenix, and 15-minute 1 minute. That's so sick. And then once again, as always, these models will tap OTE before you get the change state of delivery. So that's so sick. Okay, 11:55 flow state OTE 15-minute 1 minute. But yeah, like the Phoenix model is actually really good. Like I think Powell is like he's a really good trader and he uses the Phoenix model. So I mean, it's really high probability. I mean, if you have SMT and you have a rejection block and you wait for that change of state of delivery, I feel like it's hard to go too wrong. Oh, this was the trade Dino took. Okay. This was the trade Dino took. Yeah, you're totally good. Dude, it's so fascinating. You don't even need to go through this again if you want, because I'll make the market recap and I'll try and make it way simpler in the market recap. Because I know, like, sometimes as I'm looking at this, my brain is moving a million miles an hour, so I can't explain everything. But then in the market recap, ideally I explain it a little better. But this was nice too. We get a sweep. So this was the trade Dino took. So let's actually go add that to our bookmarks because I want to review that. Here it is. See, look at how he takes this inversion, delivering from these overlapped fair value gaps. So we have BPR here, inverse fair value gap, and then he takes it up. Okay. So yeah, BPR, inverse fair value gap. And this is just really great momentum. Actually, I'd probably just mark this out as a sweep like this. So yeah, sweep, inverse fair value gap. Feels like I am learning with you relaxed. Oh, the market recap, is it feel like I'm stressed out? Maybe I just need to work on that, to be honest. Not being so stressed out when I'm filming the market recaps. It probably makes, when I'm filming the market recaps, it probably seems like I'm really stressed, huh? Yeah. So yeah, then you have these low resistance highs. You can honestly take profit either one of these places. Yeah, I'm sorry if it feels like I'm stressed out when I'm filming the market recaps. I'm still getting better at that, to be honest. I'm just human. I get stressed out really easily. I never knew what all these three-letter acronyms stood for. SR, Roots, Raha, Bank Style. I don't know what that is. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have no idea what SR Raha Banks is, but this is fire. Oh, and we're delivering from a higher time frame gap. And so I would say don't go break even on this until you hit probably this high. Just because, once again, break even is like a personal preference thing. Like, I know this is an external gap, but this inversion is super strong, so we might have trouble getting through it at first. But eventually, because of liquidity, we should make it to here. And so I would wait to go break even. Yeah, exactly. It's way more chill. I'm trying to get better at not being so stressed out, but like reality is I'm stressed out a lot of the time and I can't fake it. Like I just am. You could even go TP2 at these equal bodies here. Like TP2 here. Yeah, support and resistance works um, if you're trading. There has to be specific conditions for support and resistance to work. It needs to be when the market's generating liquidity, and that's not always the case. But ICT, if you understand when the market is doing what, ICT is always going to work. Because ICT is just understanding liquidity. ICT is understanding where stop losses are. And the market moves to run stop losses. So it's literally that simple. So 1122, IPG. Man, this is going to be a really good market recap. I'm excited for this one. And as well, this is a 2022 model because... Oh, shoot. We have S&T here as well. Yo. This is crazy. This is crazy how precise the market is. Oh my gosh. I'd probably just go S&T with this low. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. So higher time frame S&T. You know what? This is almost certainly a Phoenix model on the S&P. Where you have wow. Look at this. Remember that Phoenix model we talked about? Dang, dude. I think Phoenix model is like one of the best models actually. Because look at this, right? SMT is gonna, you're always gonna get SMT as your confirmation. And SMTs are really strong. I think that you're wasting your time looking at the market like that. You need to backtest by not looking at what already happened. You need to see what's about to happen. That's the best. It's the best way. Because in reality, I don't think you would have taken those setups. You need to not see what is about to happen. Just trying to help. Have you seen tempo trades? Not what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, bro, but that's why I forward test. That's why I trade New York Live. This is back testing, so that means I'm going to be looking at possible setups. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't like using programs like Forex Replay. I'd rather just trade live. But this is what I'm talking about. Look at how this is a Phoenix model, right? We have SMT, and then it's a rejection block, right? So on NASDAQ, we're making a lower low. But on S&P, we have SMT into the rejection block. So this is going to be your key level to sponsor the model. So rejection block here with SMT. Yeah, I understand. I'm saying go candle by candle and see what's going to happen. Yeah, if I had if chart replay was more clean, I would do that, but it's really, I don't know. Yeah, it's just not that clean is the thing. So yeah, 5-minute rejection block. And then 5-minute lines with a 30-second. Phoenix model is actually one of the best models. Oh my gosh, dude. Because how you have to have so much confidence by the time you have the SMT and the changes to the delivery, right? Because we have SMT. Wow, SMT 5-minute rejection block, and then here's that 30-second change state of delivery. The way to win the market opens you ready to go and know what you're looking for. You can trust in yourself more. Yeah, it's gonna come with time, bro. I'm not worried. I get what you're saying, though. I just don't like. I don't like the market replay thing. It's just kind of annoying how the candles form. Doesn't feel real to me. But I did try it that one time on stream with you, so 5-minute rejection block, 30-second change of state of delivery, and then that's so sick. We go right from the 30-second change of state of delivery to the 4th standard deviation perfectly. I mean, that's just really cool. I know it's on S&P, but still. And then this is kind of like your accumulation. I agree. I think for real-time execution, though, I'm just going to keep practicing in real time. And I know that might take longer, but it might. I get what you're saying, but I don't know. Like, I feel like it's just like market replay just doesn't. It feels too simulated to me. Like I sometimes I'll accidentally see stuff like that I shouldn't see. Like, oh, I accidentally saw that next candle, and then it just kind of like makes the whole thing feel not super real. But I don't know. That's just my own experience with it. We did try it that one time, and that was pretty chill. So I'm not saying it's like I wouldn't. I just prefer this way of backtesting. It's not like, yeah, it's just my preferred way, because I don't know. I like doing the forward testing when it's actually like the real market. I mean, I know it's slower to do it that way, but yeah. Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah, it'd probably make it faster, but you know what? I'm just chilling. So let's add this. This is sick. $11, $17. Yeah, that's going to be really cool to talk about in the market recap. And then as well, guys, this I'm noticing this as well. This is also a 2022 model because SMT sweep so you don't really need SMT, but I'm just showing that there is SMT, right? Actually, let's just get rid of the SMT for a second. So I would use this price leg because this is the most energetic right here from this low to this high. And then you can see this fair value gap. Actually, this one's actually in discount, but this one's at equilibrium. So we'll probably use this one. So sweep, break of structure. And then back to equilibrium with this 2022 fair value gap. And then we have this accumulation range to go target. So let's go target that. And then stop loss at the low. Yeah, 2022 model is actually like not bad at all. You just kind of have to really get to know it, and for me, it's taken a while, but I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit more. Sweep, break, fair value gap at equilibrium, take profit. So let's add this. Man, there's so much to review from Friday. This was an amazing day. 11/17/2022. 1 minute. I'm noticing the 2022 model is like it's best on the 1 minute. Like it's always running on the 1 minute constantly. Because when the market open, you'd be able to sit on your hands and do nothing until that pattern sets up. You need 1,150 trades, about 2 months as you need for baseline. You mean baseline? Yeah, it takes a lot of time to have the real patience from forward testing. That's the difference, because you can really understand back testing, but if you don't have the patience for forward testing, you're gonna miss your setups. You're not gonna wait for them. So you're right. It's much harder than it sounds, but anyway. So everything in the market makes sense from Friday, like everything. If you just look at the market, we have this initial accumulation. We come up. And we have this flow state. Down to the other side. Now, I think this was better on the 1 minute, personally. yeah. You can see we run down to the 4th standard deviation. Forward testing 150 good baseline, back testing 1000. Yep, exactly. This is pretty cool. I feel like I've got a lot to cover for the market recap for today. It's going to be a good market recap. And as well, I have trades from people on here. So let's try and figure out the order I want to talk about this stuff. I want to go over this guy winning the Robins because, like, I think, not winning the Robins, but in first place. Smart money trader in first place on the Robins. That's pretty cool. Then I'm going to go over Jade Cap, talking about this. Quarter ends in a few days, and we're about to close above all-time highs. Ridiculous. I'm going to go over this trade from Amos, and we'll talk about the Phoenix model and how he was trading against a higher probability model, in my opinion. I think, and it'd be interesting to see if he watches this because, yeah, but there was SMT, then we had that 1 minute change state delivery. He was trading against the higher probability model, in my opinion. I think Phoenix model is really high probability. And then we'll talk about Tanja's 2022 model. So I'm going to go over the order. I'm going to go over everything. So we have first I could talk about the daily profile, right? Clear accumulation. I don't even know what daily profile this would be, but it's clear that there was accumulation. We manipulate one side, manipulate the other side, and then there's two different times we have distribution. Okay, so first I'll go over we didn't even look at new day opening gaps. Were there any? Honestly, doesn't look like it. Oh, let's look at macros. Yeah, this 850 to 910 macro was beautiful today. So okay, we'll start out by saying, so first we just start out with this accumulation. So the first trade happens around here where we get this 1 minute break of structure, which is also a flow state. So as far as daily profile goes, should we try and figure out what daily profile this was or not? See, it's almost like an AMD day, but we had accumulation, and then we had like manipulation distribution. So it wasn't exactly a typical AMD day. It was definitely something different. You get what I'm saying? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So let's just say it was accumulation all morning, 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. And then first market maker sell model was around 8 a.m. Around 8 a.m. And then second market maker model was from that 1 hour gap, and this was the trade I really wanted to take. This was at 9:40 a.m. Go over Tanja's trade. And then the Phoenix model around 10:45. Around 10:45. And then Y Amos lost his trade. Now, do we want to try and figure out what happened down here? We could. Might as well. Just gives us more opportunity to practice. This was a 4 hour gap. And then, yeah, it's not that obvious of a 4 hour, 15-minute model because there's no changes to delivery. Let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour. See, on the 1 hour, I'm not even seeing a gap. $15-minute actually does have a gap. 15-minute has a gap right here. It looks like that's the one that ends up being used. Not in discount, though. It's in discount of this. Okay, 15-minute for value gap in discount. Okay, so yeah, this is why this afternoon model happened. Was we had this 15-minute gap here. $15-minute for value gap. In discount. And then we have multiple ways you can mark this out. I'd probably go with this one. I'd probably say, okay, here's the sweep. Go away. Yeah, that was probably dumb, but I didn't even squish the fly. I don't want fly on my hands right now. 15-minute for value gap. Personally, I would wait for this candle to get closed above. I like this one. So 1 minute change day delivery. So accumulation. Wait, do we have an accumulation range? Yeah. This is kind of the accumulation, but anyway. $15-minute for value gap. 1 minute change state of delivery. And let's see if there was SMT. Not gonna lie, I don't think there was. So we'll just continue on. 15-minute for value gap. 1 minute change state of delivery. And then Oh, once again, this might be better measured out from the. Yep. Okay, guys, I figured it out. So when you have a giant candle like this that takes out the low, a lot of time you want to use that instead. I don't know. Both of them end up working. You can clearly see both of them end up working. That's the cool thing about trading is it works for everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would probably just do the lower time frame one. Yeah, let's just do this. So first standard deviation, second standard deviation, third standard deviation, and then we have this initial consolidation here. And that's at the fourth standard deviation. And then market terminates there. Man, price action was good on Friday. What the heck? Like all day long, price action was good. Wow. This might be in the textbook for market maker model. This might actually be the textbook. I'm glad we went through the afternoon and looked at this because this is honestly this is a very valuable one to look at. Boom. Right up to that fourth standard deviation. So this is you know what? As well. Flow state retest. 15-minute. 1 minute. What time was this at? 15:05. And as well, guys, we get a break of structure here. Break of structure. And then fair value gap. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'd probably just say you could enter like this. Sometimes you can enter with your stop loss at the swing low. So that's if you want to be very aggressive. That's so cool. So like I say, like market maker models and 2022 models, they're the same algorithm. It's the same thing. They're the same. Yeah, I only go for 1R, Simon. I only go for 1R, and I definitely don't take trades like this right now. But I like to just observe everything because I think it's cool. I think it's cool to acknowledge the beauty of the market because reality is it's really cool. Oh, the other thing I was going to talk about, 15:15 to 15:45. What is this? It's our PM macro. So PM macro 1, I'm gonna switch this to red. I only trade flow state and inverse for value gaps, but that's it. But the thing about this is the reason I trade both models is because I'm not trading the model. I'm trading the conceptual understanding of where the stop loss. I'm trading conceptually where's the liquidity, where our stop loss is at, and I guess kind of Phoenix model too because Phoenix model is literally the same as flow state. It's the same thing. Yeah, I just trade like where's the liquidity. Not I have to do this or that. Yeah, I try and take half off at 1R and then more off later on. So what is this? 15:19 2022. I think for this realistically you put your stop loss a little lower. Let's just redo this and just say, let's say you were being realistic about this because you're not going to take it with such a tight stop loss. I mean, come on. Let's just redo this. Screenshot. There we go. That's a little bit more realistic of how you could execute this 2022 model. Yeah, I'll explain flow state. 15:18. 15:18 2022 model on the 1 minute. Yeah, so flow state is very simple. All you need is liquidity sweep. So higher time frame. For me, it's a higher time frame fair value gap, and then an aligned time frame change state of delivery. That's it. And if you don't know what the aligned time frame change state of delivery is, go over here and look at this. So if you have a monthly key level, you need a daily change state of delivery. If you have a weekly key level, you need a 4-hour change state of delivery. Daily key level, 1-hour change state of delivery. 4-hour key level, 15-minute change state of delivery, and then all the way down, right? So these are the aligned time frames, except on this 5-minute, I use 30-second. I don't use 15-second. So, for instance, there was a really good one, really good one that I wanted to take that I missed, and I shouldn't have missed it in the morning on Friday. we have this 1 hour gap. So 1 hour for value gap, that's our key level. And I picked this one because it's in discount. If I measure this out from here to here, it's nicely placed in discount. So 1 hour for value gap in discount, and then we get a sweep of this low. So sweep, and then also there's SMT here. There's SMT here. So liquidity sweep, 1 hour for value gap. And then I would use this as the change state of delivery. And then you can put your stop loss wherever you measure the standard deviations from. So sometimes I'll measure it from the bodies like this. Like sometimes I'll measure it like that. Sometimes I go actually all the way to the wick. But I think in this case, I go to the bodies. And yeah, you can see that we go right up to that 4th standard deviation. So I am only targeting like 1 R right now, or I'm taking half off at 1 R and then maybe another half off at 2 R. But that would look like this. Like that. So hopefully that made sense. But yeah, you enter on the retest of that change of state of delivery. So 1 hour gap with SMT on the retest of the change of state of delivery. That's where we start expanding, and you can see here we go all the way. The model ends at the 4th standard deviation there. So I'm still getting better, but that's essentially what it is. I like to use key levels in discount or premium or vice versa, but yeah, I try to make sure that key level is in discount. I already have that one saved though. Yeah, so higher time frame key level. Anytime I have a higher time frame key level, a line time frame change of state of delivery, and then a liquidity sweep, that's flow state. That's all it is. Hopefully that made sense. So like for instance, this 5-minute gap right here, I bet you this is flow state. Because here's the energetic price leg from discount to premium. And yup, like I thought, we tapped discount. So 5-minute for value gap, drop down to the 30-second. We get SMT with this low. And then 30-second change of state of delivery is right here. And then enter on the retest. Stop loss at the low. And then we can go. We go right up to. Here actually we don't go to the 4th standard deviation, but you can just target 2nd standard deviation and boom. Right up to that. I probably just. This is where you have to conceptualize liquidity, right? Sometimes you don't always target the standard deviations because it doesn't make sense because of liquidity. Here, it only makes sense to target the end of the accumulation range here. Yeah, like the model is flow state. It's just like, yeah. So 5-minute for value gap. SMT is kind of bonus, but I like SMT a lot with it. Sweep, 30-second change of state of delivery, and then we go run up to this accumulation here. So I'm going to screenshot this one actually. I think I'm ready to film this market recap. I feel like I've covered like legit almost actually, I'm not gonna lie, there's always more to cover about a day. Like, I swear you can never fully recap every little detail about a day because the market's constantly moving. It's a machine. It's constantly trading different models. It's like people, like, if you're really good at trading, you have to understand that there's probably like 20 plus trades a day. If you like were an expert, like the absolute best trader in the world, you could probably catch 20 trades a day. But I'm not, right? But I do believe that because, I mean, I could just go through here. You guys have already seen me. Look at this folder I have. Like, this is all from today. This is all from today. So like I said, if you're like really good and you know how to trade, theoretically you can catch so many. But like I said, I'm just trying to get better. I'm still an intermediate trader, probably. I'll say I'm an advanced trader once I can get, quite a lot of payouts. That's what I'll say. Exactly. Less is more. Agreed. Um, 5 minute, 30-second. I think I'm ready to film this market recap. This is hopefully going to be a really good market recap. Oh, I wonder, this is actually probably an inverse value gap. This was actually, I bet you this was a good trade. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this inverse value gap, guys. Wow, this was fire. So we get, this was really clean. Like, I would take this every single time. Wow. Inverse value gap. This is clean. Inverse value gap. Entry. I'll put my stop loss at the end of the momentum candle there. Just target 1-to-1. Dang. That's a clean trade right there. Should you always want to have one time frame and learn how the market moves in that particular window? No, I think look for opportunity wherever it is. Don't limit yourself to forcing yourself to one time frame. But that's just my opinion on it. Other people are going to disagree with me. Jake Tracer, are you going to use July 4th to pass evals? Jake, if you look, it was a BPR on the FEG you have on the other trade. Yeah, it was a BPR. I have that marked out, like, on the lower time frame. Here it is. We're delivering from this BPR. So higher time frame for value gap. Retest the BPR. 1 minute inversion. And then you can see that we go run through this external gap. And because of liquidity, I don't think you even need to go break even here, because I think you can have conviction that the external gap is going to get broken because of liquidity. So I'd go break even once we make it through the external gap. Now, some people might say that's risky, but I think that that's what makes sense given the context here. So inverse, wait to go break even until we get to the other side of the consolidation, and then TPs all get hit. So that's how I would do that. Yeah, that's pretty cool though. But the high time frame also, look. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, this is crazy. Yo, you're right actually. BPR here, huh? That's cool. That's so cool. You're right. Dude, this is what I mean when I say the market's always right. Like, I'm going to cover this in the market recap, but Amos lost that trade on Twitter. And the reason he lost it was because we had SMT at these highs with this rejection block. So that was a market maker sell model he was trading against. He just didn't see it. I'm going to cover that in the market recap. Okay. So 5-minute IFG. What is this? 11:20. Yo, it's the Hydra macro too. Let's mark that out. 20 until 40. That's sick. So 11:20 IFG 5-minute. Sick. Guys, I think we have plenty of content for this market recap. This might be my longest market recap I've ever done. But this is going to be a good one. I think I'm going to end the stream there. Thanks everyone for joining it, that joined it. But man, price action was really good on Friday. I was just asleep at the wheel when I was trading live. So anyway, I'll see you guys when I film this. Peace out.